Hello, Julie here and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be working in my July journal that I'm creating using the products I got in my design team kit from Paper Inspirations. I'm going to use some craft cardstock for my base, and I'm going to make two over the page pockets here. I'm cutting them so that they are 3.5 inches by 10 inches. As I said, I'm going to do two that size. Now I have the Cathe Holden Neutrals palette sampler paper pad here. It's 6 by 9, and I'm going to select some papers from there and I'm going to trim them down to 3.5 by, well, just under 5. So I'm actually going to cut them at 4 7/8. And these are going to form the two fronts of the fold over pockets. Or they're going to go over the top of that craft cardstock in those areas. Now I'm going to use my scoreboard to score the pieces of cardstock that are going to go over the page. Now I'm using Uniquely Creative's 6 by 8, I think it is, chipboard album. And so to have my pockets fold over my pages nicely, I'm scoring them so that there's an 1/8 of an inch gap. So I'm actually scoring them at 4 15/16 and 5 1/16. Now the 16ths aren't marked on my scoreboard, so I'm having to do a little bit of adjustment as I go. And it took me a couple of times to get it right. You can see that even though I'm going to speed this up, you'll probably still see that I do it a couple of times, because originally I started off by having a 1/4 of an inch gap, or a 1/4 of an inch fold over, but that was just too wide, so then I had to go back and readjust. So yeah, I'm going to put this on fast forward, and when I've finished all my scoring and folding, I'll be back to you. Once I've got my scoring sorted out, I'm going to fold on the score marks and then burnish them with my bone folder. So now I'm going to ink around the edge of my pattern papers and then attach them to my flip over part, my cardstock. This is the third video that I've made for this journal, so I'll put a link in the description box below to the other two if you're interested in seeing the rest of this journal. As I said, I'm doing this for Paper Inspirations. I'm on the design team there, and they've got a coupon code, like a discount code. If you use Julie, all in capital letters, you'll get 10% off of your order. I don't think it includes the mystery box, but everything else I think is included. And you know how they calculate the post automatically sometimes and it's not correct? Well, Sue always refunds any overcharge on the post. Now I'm going to use this stamp. It's a Woodware stamp and it's called Scrap Notebook Page, and it puts lines on your page. So I just want some lines on the back of these tags because they will be journaling tags or pockets or whatever you like to call them, really. I don't know what to call them. Over page pockets, that's what I'll call them. So I'm using my vintage photo and my stamp and a large stamp block to stamp that onto the backs of my over page pockets. Time now to make my pockets, so I'm going to choose some papers from the same paper pad, or I'm going to use some offcuts of what I've already had, and I'm going to cut them so that they're 2.5 inches tall and 3.5 inches wide. Then I'm going to use my 2-inch hole punch to cut a divot in the top of each one of those pockets. When I have all my pockets ready, I'm going to take them to my sewing machine, stitch around the pockets and also around the over page cardstock. So now I'm going to ink around my panels and tidy up any loose threads that any long threads that I don't want on there. I did ink across the tops of the pockets before I actually stitched them onto the over page piece. I didn't glue the pockets on first, I just held them in place and stitched them, so there's no glue there. I have a Darkroom door stamp called Handwriting, and I'm going to use a couple of the stamps out of that to create some little embellishments. I'm going to use the same craft cardstock that I'm using for the over the page part of my pockets. I'm going to stamp onto that cardstock with black ink, and then I'm going to heat emboss with clear embossing powder. Okay, so I have heat embossed all of my stamping, and I have cut that one out, and I've cut all of the others out as well, but some of them I've just cut into rectangular shapes. I used a die to cut these circular ones out. Actually, I was lucky, I just happened to have the right size there. I've got these fussy cuts, or whatever they call them, die cuts here that I've got piled, and I've got a sticker book here, and I have taken some stickers out of there and backed them onto cardboard, because the stickers are sort of like washi stickers, and I wanted them to be a bit more solid. So I'm just going to play around here with bits and pieces and see what I want to do. I've also got this piece of coffee dyed fabric that was gifted to me, and I thought I might put a bit of that on there as well somewhere, so we'll see how we go. So I'm just going to play around. I'll put this on fast forward, and you can just watch if you want to, or you can just skip over the whole thing. And then I'm going to just play around here and decide what I would like to have on here. So I'll come back to you when I've got everything sorted out. Okay, so I have changed this one. I decided I was going to use this picnic basket because it's very cute. Got a little bit of a label behind it and a bit of that cotton frizz, and I'm just going to put that on there, on that tag. Now I'm going to ink around everything and then attach them. They're the frayed bits off of this cotton frizz. I tell you, this cotton frizz is very, very handy. So I hope you're all having a good day. I am. Every day is a good day apparently, so yep, I'm enjoying having the time to do the things that I want to do. Got some of these clips for sale in my Etsy shop if you are looking for some. They're in packets of 15. Just a nice amount, not a huge amount. Now, a brad. What brad? I think just a little black one would be good. So let's get my mat. I find that if I use something soft like this to poke my hole, it doesn't deform the paper. So just a little hole there. Don't want to get too close to the edge. And put that little brad in there. Open it out. Okay, then we can put that out of the way and we can attach this in here like so. Try and get it central in that label slot. So now I'm going to add some gilding flakes to my pockets. I'm going to use this transfer gel. It's a duo transfer gel. Some of them you can get, you just have to heat it, but this one you don't have to heat. You can use it either way. To add this, I'm just using my palette knife and just scraping a fine amount onto various parts of my pockets because I don't want a big amount. I just want a little hint of it here and there. And the finer you put the gel on, the quicker it dries, and you have to let it dry before you actually attach the gilding flakes. So that's why I'm trying to keep it on as light as possible. So I'm just dabbing it here and there. Mostly I'm doing 3 areas on each side, but I think the one with the picnic basket, I only do 2 areas on that one because that picnic basket takes up quite a bit of the space. So yeah, so what I'm going to do is apply this gel and then set it aside to dry. And when you know it's dry, when the gel turns clear, it feels sticky as well. So while it's still white, it's not dry enough to put the flakes on. So it appears that I was a bit slow in turning my camera on, and I've started putting the flakes on already, but it's a fairly straightforward process. You take the flakes out of the packet, and it's probably much easier if you put the flakes into some sort of open container than trying to have to work out of a packet, to be honest. I should do that. And you just rub it over the parts where you had put the gel. It's easy to find the parts that have got the gel for 2 reasons. 1, it's sticky, and 2, if you hold it in the light and sort of tilt it a little bit, it's shiny. So you can easily find out where to add your flakes. It's a messy job, you know, flakes get everywhere, but not much you can do about that. You can try and save it. I have got a piece of scrap paper underneath mine, but to be honest, I just ended up wiping it all into the bin. But if you had a container, you could just sort of swoosh it into your container. Yeah, so just that's the way it's done. You just put your flake on top of your gel and then rub over them with a brush. Okay. So just a few little touches of gold, just to lift it a little bit. Okay. So I'm going to clean this up and then I'll come back. So I'm going to put these in here. So they will... Which one should I put it on? Put it on this one, I think. Oh no. Just put it on this one. Okay, so they pop over there like that. I'm going to put both of them on the same page and they can overlap each other. So that one can go first, then this one, like so. And I have got a paper clip here. Well, not a paper clip, what do you call it? Well, they're not really bulldog clips, but I'm not sure what they are. So that is going to go on there like that. So I've got 2 pockets here, writing space there, 2 pockets here, writing space there. I'll make journaling cards to go in those. And of course we've got our journaling space on the back. So that's those. So, thank you for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed this video. We are getting through the book. I'm not going to decorate every page because I do want to have, like, I'll put something on there, but I'll leave this page for writing. That's got something writing. Well, this one's got writing under the flap. So I'm basically going to carry that throughout the journal. So one page will have something on it and one page will have, but of course under here you can still write. Okay, so thanks for joining me here today. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and yeah, if you're not a subscriber, I'd love it if you would subscribe to my channel, and if you click the bell next to the subscribe button, you'll be notified when I upload each video. I usually do 2 videos a week, one on a Tuesday and one on a Friday. So yeah, I hope you can join me for my next video. Okay, bye.